Merry Christmas, AHS. I'm Caden Beelan.
And I'm Aaron Liu.
And this is The Res.
Christmas time is nearing.
Sure is, and when it gets near, I like to do extreme things.
How extreme?
Extreme things such as sledding, ice skating, and many more.
Those sounds like very extreme sports.
Speaking of extreme sports, let's go see how our Indian athletes are doing in this week's sports.
He may be the greatest athlete of all time. There is mustard on the lettuce.
Welcome back, AHS, to this week's Res Sports. This week, girls basketball played against Lake Worth and won 60-45. Let's see some highlights.
Dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells and bobtail ring, making spirit bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh.
This week, ladies basketball also played against Frost and won 39-29. Let's see some highlights of that.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon we spent it right.
In other news this week, boys basketball also played against Sanger and won 45-24. Let's see some highlights of that.
You've seen the slide. We got into a drifting bank and then we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Finally, this week, girls basketball played against Midlothian Heritage and lost 33-58. That's all for this week's Res Sports. Now back to you guys.
Hey, Aaron, does your house have a chimney?
No, it does not.
So how does Santa get in your house and deliver gifts?
I don't know. I never thought about it like that.
Let's find out about some extreme ways that Santa gets into your house in this week's A-Walking.
This week, I went around the cafeteria and I brought some cookies with me. And if you could show us how Santa got into your house, we'd give you a cookie. So let's see how many cookies we gave out.
I don't have a chimney, and so Santa can't get into my house that way, but I have windows. I'm going to reenact using the chair as a window, all right?
And climbs in and shimmies down. Okay, so like I don't have a chimney or anything. So basically Santa breaks and enters. So he like punches out a window, right? And then like cuts his arm getting in. Sorry, I'm moving a lot. Cuts his arm getting in and then steals all your cookies.
All right, y'all, this is how Santa comes into my house for Christmas every single time. All right. So he's always cold because it's cold as fuck.
This is how Santa gets into my house. Hello.
I don't have doors in my house. So Santa jumps over the fence, right? Loses one shoe, and he just walks in.
She got something
All right. He gets his hoodie on. He looks both ways so no one speaks. He breaks the window, goes in, opens the door, and then he puts everyone to sleep after.
Near doesn't like vanilla. Otherwise, those would be some pretty cool answers. You know, Santa probably gets into my house, just...
Did you know that Rudolph was adopted?
I never knew.
There are many animals like Rudolph that can be adopted.
Let's look at some of them in this week's PAL.
Welcome to Petsmart, the right place to find a companion this holiday season. Let's take a look at some of the cats they have. First up, we have Dowser, a 1-year-old gray tabby with an extremely friendly personality trait. He wants a lifetime supply of Fancy Feast for Christmas. Next, we have Bella, a 2-year-old buffy orange cat who is extremely adorable. He wants a new mouse toy. And last but not least, we have Cat Nior, a 1.5-year-old black cat who is extremely sleepy, and on his Christmas list, he wishes for a heated cat bed. If you would like to adopt any of these festive furry friends this holiday season, call the number on the screen right now.
Bah humbug.
There's no need for that.
Christmas time is fun and all, but when people start playing Christmas music in November and set up the tree before Thanksgiving even comes around, it just ruins the spirit for me.
You sound like Scrooge and the Grinch.
Maybe they have a good point.
Let's hear their opinion in this week's It.
They were singing, my, it's Indian interview time, where we interview some Indians and have a good time. So sit back and watch this interview time, 'cause it's Indian interview time. Indian interview time.
Welcome back, AHS. I am the Grinch, and this is Ebenezer.
That is Mr. Scrooge to you, you overgrown hairy frog.
Yeah, that's him. And today, we're coming in to tell you guys about why we love Christmas.
Humbug.
What was that?
Humbug.
Like a hamburger? Or
Falderall, fiddly-dee. What is Christmas time to you?
Well, Christmas time to me is a time of getting together, and well, it's a very special time to give and to appreciate one another.
Well, you know, I thought like you once. I did many, many years ago. And many things happened to me that made me dislike Christmas and really want to take care of my own money. But then an old friend of mine came to me and told me that I should keep Christmas in my heart the whole year long, but he was dead, so he was a ghost, and it was kind of creepy. And he did it by keeping me awake all night with 3 more ghosts telling me all these things. I said, fine, I love Christmas, great, great, great. I go out and I buy this huge turkey for my poor worker so he can feed his kid. The kid gets salmonella because his wife didn't cook it right. So now I'm right back where I was before.
You need therapy, but do you dislike everything about Christmas, or?
Paying bills with no money.
What about
being
Christmas
another
carolers?
year older, not another hour richer?
What about Christmas carolers?
Christmas Carol. I've been around Christmas Carol enough.
What about Mariah Carey?
Who?
Never mind. So, you know, like, do you have any family, or like, you know, like somebody besides your, you know, dead friends? Or
I have an
like,
annoying nephew.
And I have a dog, so, yeah. But
maybe my nephew should be introduced to your dog.
He's like a wiener dog, and you know, I kind of like to dress him up as like a reindeer sometimes, you know, because when I first had my you know, first Christmas breakthrough, which I hope you eventually go through, but when I first had mine, you know, he was just there, and I made him my reindeer, and you know.
Did you hold on? Did you make your wiener dog Max dress up like a reindeer and try to pull a sleigh?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And that gave you Christmas spirit, tying this little dog to a big sleigh?
Well, I mean, he did it, so yeah. I mean, obviously, like, there was some spirit there. I mean,
did you have to whip him to do it?
Well, no, that's not what gave me my Christmas spirit. You know, like, what gave me my Christmas spirit was the people that were there for me, including my dog Max, or, you know, Cindy Lou. And, you know, my heart wasn't as big, you know, as it is now back then. And if it wasn't for them, it would have never grew. You know, I would have never cared about Christmas spirit. But it was the fact that they were there, that they still cared for me, even when I was down really bad, and I was not a good person, right? They were still there. And to me, that's what Christmas spirit is all about, in my opinion.
Are you trying to tell me I should have the Christmas spirit?
Well, yeah, I mean, we all
So
deserve
you
it.
believe that I don't have the Christmas spirit?
I believe you're a psychopath.
I've still got it. The day after I had my Christmas breakthrough and decided that I would love Christmas, I went to my employee's house and I threatened him like I was going to fire him, and then I told him I was giving him a raise. And then I fed his family, and his kid didn't die of salmonella poisoning. Tim, he's a good kid. He's fine, but I had you go and you thought I was really crazy, didn't you?
Well, maybe a little narcissistic now, but I mean, hey, that's better, I guess.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Fluffy.
Merry Christmas to you too, Biden.
And thank you for joining us, AHS. For Indian Interview Time, I'm Ebenezer Scrooge here with my new friends.
I'm the Grinch, and I'm his friend. Yeah, so.
We got a special guest.
That's right. Here's this week's Masterpiece Theater.
Masterpiece Theater presents a Christmas special, Coach Barky's Christmas Carols, where Coach Barky sings Christmas carols.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
This has been Coach Barky's Christmas Carols. Happy holidays!
We interrupt this week's Extreme Christmas with a broadcast about aquaponics.
Here at Alvarado, the Ag Department recently put up an aquaponics system.
Today, I have an aquaponics expert, Mr. Neary, here to tell you all about it.
So I'm Mr. Neary, and I know quite a bit about aquaponics because I've actually built an aquaponics system at my house using aquarium fish. Let me tell you what aquaponics is. Aquaponics is a combination of aquaculture. Aquaculture, if you go to the restaurant and you order tilapia, a catfish, sometimes salmon, a lot of times those are bred on farms. Those are cultured, it's aquatic life, it's cultured for digestion, to us to eat. If you go to a lot of your pet stores and you buy fish, that is aquaculture. They have bred those fish and raised them in fish farms so people can use them in their aquariums. Hydroponics. Hydroponics is a soilless method to grow plants. Most hydroponics, people are growing produce. They're growing food to eat. Now, if you combine aquaculture with hydroponics, you have aquaponics. And here's the great thing about aquaponics. When you're able to take these fish, and these fish produce waste. Well, in regular hydroponics, you have to go and you have to add nutrients for those plants to eat in order for them to grow. With aquaponics, the produce uses the waste from the aquaculture, the fish, and that waste feeds the plants. And as these plants eat up this waste, it filters the water for the fish. So essentially there's a symbiotic relationship happening here between the plants and the fish. The fish provide food for the plants. The plants filter out the waste for the fish, making the water cleaner. Up at the ag building, they've got trout. Trout are providing the nutrients for all the different plants that they're going to be growing. I know they've got some tomatoes, cucumbers, they've got other stuff. And that's what's happening in their system. Now I want to talk about how their system is working. What they have up here, this is a grow bed. And in the grow bed, they've got media that the plants go in. Now it's not soil, okay? But they have all of this media. They have a pipe that goes up, and the water comes in and drains out. The water drains out into a container, and that container goes to another container. It's pumped to another container, which is a big IBC tote. In that IBC tote is all the trout. Water is then taken from the IBC tote and put into the grow bed. This is where all the plants are happening.
It's really cool to see that so many people are excited for this new aquaponics system.
Now it's time for a word from our sponsors, Classic Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC of Cleburne.
What do you think about it, son?
Yeah, this one looks pretty good, Dad.
Just imagine, son, all the years down the road that Classic of Cleburne will take care of our family. You know, after graduation, once you get married.
Yeah, let's get this one. Dad, you think when I have my kids, they can buy their first car here?
Son, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Classic of Cleburne has the vehicle for you. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Are you hungry for the extreme?
Then we got a present for you.
It's so confoundingly good. I must have the recipe.
Follow me to Chicken E.
Now it's time for this week's general announcements.
Don't forget to buy a parking sticker.
And there are Ruby's meetings every Tuesday at 7:30 in the library.
You can contact Mrs. Crompton if you have any questions.
Don't forget to keep those IDs on the mask up. That's all for this week, AHS. Keep that purple pride alive. And until next time, I'm Caden Dillon.
And I'm Aaron Liu.
And this has been The Reds.
We don't need...
we don't beg.
Sorry.
Welcome back, AHS. I'm Caden Dillon. Merry Christmas?
What are your facts?
That many houses don't have chimneys.
Christmas originated. What countries is Christmas celebrated in? Christmas facts. Where are your Christmas facts?
We did that last week, didn't we? We interrupt this extreme Whoa.
Oh.
So where are we going with this?
You're hopeless, Charlie Brown. Completely hopeless. Rats. You've been dumb before, Charlie Brown, but this time you really did it. What a treat.
I guess you were right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked this little tree. Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about? Sure, Charlie Brown. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.